everyone, it's Di here from Di's Den, and this week I'd like to show you how I made this card. It's really not very easy to see. It's called a triple easel card, and it's a different kind of triple easel card to the one we've made before. But this one I've put some wooden stoppers here, but we're not going to put wooden stoppers on the one we're making today. We're going to put normal stoppers, normal card stoppers. So it's a 5 by 7 card. It's actually 5 by 7, 6 3/4, because you can allow for this to go over the top here, so that it will fit into a 7 by 5 envelope. Excuse me, I've got a croaky throat this morning. It will lay flat to go in an envelope. The reason I'm not doing these is because these are very bulky, and I think and they're quite weighty, so it would cost a fair bit more to pop it in the post. But this is the card we're going to make without the croaks, hopefully. So let's pop that on one side, wherever I can pop this. Over here will do. And let me show you what sets we're going to use. We're going to use the Penguin Place. Now this comes in a bundle until December 31st, with a punch, which I don't have here, and if you buy it in a bundle you get 10% off. So if you wish to purchase this, please contact me and I can put you onto my give you my demonstrator numbers, and you can purchase this through me, and that's only if you live in Australia, unfortunately. We're going to use the layering circles, so we're going to use the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th size in the scallop circle, and the 1, 2, 3, 4th size in the plain circles. So, and I've already cut all that out, so I'm just going through what we need. And then the other set we're going to be using is called Holly Jolly Wishes, which is also in the holiday catalogue and is available for sale until the 31st of December. These may get carried over into the new catalogue next year. Who knows? We can only hope, cross our fingers and hope, because this one's so beautiful. Somehow I feel this one will, but I don't know that this one will. But we're going to be using Jingle All the Way off of that one, and Merry Christmas to You. And I didn't put that on what's the collar? A block. So let's pull that out so that I can remember to do that when we get that far. So let's go through what we need, and I've already done a lot of cutting and carrying on. So we need a card blank base which measures 10 inches by 6 3/4 inches. Now I'm going to tell you the inserts first, because it's just easier. And the insert is 6 1/2 by 4 3/4, and 6 1/4 by 4 1/2. So that's for our insert. For the front of the card, we're going to need 3 pieces that measure. Now mine all, well, they do actually all match up, right, if I put them up the right way like this. Oh, well, that one doesn't. I don't know how I managed to cut that one out there like that. Never mind. These measure 4 1/2 by 1 3/4. Now they all need to be cut, so we're going to cut those together. You'll need, for your circles, now I've used this is some glitter paper that I had lying around, and I just thought it went perfectly with what I'm doing, so I'm using that. That's non-Stampin' Up product. So to make these, you will need 3 pieces of card that measure 2 1/2 by 2 1/2, and then for your other layer you will need 3 pieces that measure 2 1/4 by 2 1/4, or you'll get them out of a piece of card that measures 6 by 3. So out of the other one, I would imagine you will need a piece that measures about 7 by 3 1/4. Now out of the scraps I've also done my stoppers, which I've done using, oh excuse me, this throat is really croaky today, using my 1 inch scallop circle punch and my 3/4 inch plain circle punch. Now I've done a lot of the stuff already, so let's pop them out of the way because I don't need those. I've done that, which I've done here, like so, and I've got one to put together with you, and the same with these. I've done the one with the jingle all the way on it, and one of the penguins, and we will do the other one together so you can see how I coloured around it and that. So okay, so let's pop all of these out of the way, and we will start with our main card. And our main card, we're going to score on the long side at the 5 inch mark. Oh, wrong end. In case you didn't realise, there are 2 ends on this, a thin end and a thick end. Now the thin end is for when you're scoring on card. The thick end is when you're scoring on designer paper because it's thinner. So you don't want to, this will go through it. So that's why I turn it over, and you will see me always say, oh, wrong end, because of that. Turning the card this way, we are now going to mark these at 2 1/4 and 4 1/2. Just 2 little marks there and there, like so. And now we're going to bring in our trimmer, and we're going to pop this in the trimmer. Now I'm going to stand up because it's just easier, much easier for me to see what I'm doing. And at the first mark, which is the 4 1/2 mark, we're going to bring our cutting blade up to the 5 inch mark. Here, as you can see on the side of my thing, there's a little line here that shows you that it's in the right place, and we're going to cut up to the top. So from our centre score line all the way to the end where you've made that mark. And now at the 2 1/4 inch mark, we're going to do exactly the same again. We're going to start at the 5 inch mark here and pop our blade down without moving our paper, and we're going to cut up to the end. So we have 3 flaps like so. Now that's not all the cutting we have to do, but it is at this present time, because we need to do some more scoring. So let me turn my paper so I know which way I'm scoring. We're going to bring in our trimmer again, only because it's easier to score on the trimmer. So for me, we're going to actually fold these, fold these 3 down, and we can burnish them off now along that line. And I'm going to use my tool off of my scorer, and we're going to score from on the first one, which is the bottom one in this case, from the top right hand corner down to the bottom left hand corner. Now you can do this with your scoring tool on your trimmer if you wish, like I'll show you, like so. Alright, can you see that there's a score line on there? And then we're going to turn that one in and bring the next one out like a finger, and we can pop this on exactly the same way, top right to bottom left, and I will show you the other way of scoring, which is using your scoring tool. I think you get a much nicer score line personally. It is a lot deeper, you can see it. And then we're going to turn those 2 down and bring the last one in, and we're going to score that the same way, from the top right to the bottom left, making sure that it's nice and even all the way. So once we've done that, we can then pull this trimmer out of the way, and we can then fold these score lines and burnish them along like so. Oh, itchy eye. And this one's going to be the one that's not the easiest one to see. So now we have our three easel sections. So now we'll pop those down nice and flat again and give this a nice burnish along this edge once more. And we're going to bring in, let's move that back there, our 3 pieces of designer series paper. Now I've actually, I don't know how that managed to get like that. Unless that one went on the bottom there. That's what it is. That one went onto the bottom there because his ears match up. So now I'm going to bring in my trimmer. Now it's up to you. I'm doing all mine the same paper, but if you wanted to mix and match down the thing, you can do that too. And we're going to cut these from the top right hand corner down to the bottom left hand corner. So I'm going to pop those back in into the trimmer, and we're going to cut them like so. Now I'm going to pop them back in the same order because it would be nice if I could get them all in a nice order down here. Now I cut that one, no I didn't cut that the right way. What am I talking about? I thought I'd cut that one the wrong way. So, and that's all 3 of our pieces like so. That's all our cutting done now. So we're going to bring back in our card base, and we're going to glue these pieces onto the front of our card in each section, making sure that we get the glue right down into that very thin corner down there, and we get these on here nicely. Like so. Now you could put a layer under these if you wanted to, so that you've got an extra layer, which means that this layer would be the layer size, and the next size down would be ½ an inch smaller on both sides. The reason you need to go ½ an inch and not ¼ an inch like we normally do is because of the fact that it is cut on an angle, and if you don't do that, these do not match up properly. This is a nice quick and easy card, and it is a bigger card, I admit. I don't normally do bigger cards, but sometimes I think they need it. You know, sometimes a card can just look too wrong being small. So, and this is one of those ones. But if you wanted to make this as a smaller card, it is quite easy to size down. And there goes my stomach, and it's growling like crazy today. Okay, so that's my 3 panels on the front, and I'm just putting my pin in my glue, and that's the front of our card done. So what we're going to do next is we're actually going to do our stamping on the front of on our insert. So I'm actually going to, I've used that jingle all the way, so I can pop that one on one side so I can clean it. And I'm going to put my Merry Christmas to You onto my block here, and I'm going to stamp in Gorgeous Grape, but so that I know that it's not going to show in the window, I'm just lining these 2 pieces up, and I'm going to pop them into the inside of the card like so, and close these 2 down, so that I know that I need my saying onto the left hand side inside of the card. So making sure this is inked up really nicely, And this fits in here beautifully. So let's pop our saying in here like so. Merry Christmas to you. And that's our piece done there. So now we can now glue these together and pop this to the inside of the card. I've really got everything moving around the room today here. Whoops, that's not very straight, is it? Don't know where my eyeballs are today. They're definitely not on the right spot there. So now we can now glue this to the inside of our card like so. Let me pop my pin in the glue here again, if I can see the hole, and pop this to the inside of our card. Now if you wanted to put something else on the inside, you can close these over and put something down here if you wanted to, or up the top. That's fine. So now we're going to put our stoppers on. So I've made two, and the other one, as I said, is with the 1 inch scallop punch and the 3/4 inch circle punch, which are retired, and I've just glued those together. And we're going to pop some dimensions on the back like so. So let's pop a dimension onto the back of this one. And these are our stoppers. So what we're going to do now is we're going to pop these in here like so. So the best bet is to close our card, pop one off, back one off, and stand it up to how you would like it to stand. Whoops. And we can pop it in. And we can do the next one the same way. And the third and final one in exactly the same way. And now your card is standing up just beautifully like so. So let me see about doing this one here. So what we're going to do here is we're going to stamp our penguin the same as we've done on this one here. So where is my black Memento ink, and going to make sure my pad is nice and juicy because I've just inked it up today. So we're going to pop him onto our circle like so. And then using our pumpkin pie, we're going to stamp him some feet down the bottom here, and a beak, like so. Now as you can see, I've actually shaded around this one a little bit. I just think it sort of brings it up more. So I'm using my blend pen, and this is the light pool party one, and I'm using the thick end, and I'm just going to go around him like a shading. And what that does is it just makes him stand out even more. And I will show you the other one because I did that on the other one. While that's just dry in a moment. Oh, what did I do with my other card? Here it is. So I did it on this one. You can see I did it around the Santa. I didn't do it on the saying, and I did it around the Christmas tree. So we did that one with this shading around the edge. So now we're going to just glue this onto our scallop circle, and I think this glitter paper just looks perfect on it. And that's, pin can go back in the glue now. And what we're going to do is we're going to grab 3 of the dimensionals, and we're going to pop these. We're going to make sure he's up the correct way, and we're going to pop these 3, whoops, along the bottom part. We don't want anything at all on the top. And now we're going to pop these onto the card. So I'm going to start with my Jingle All the Way, and I'm popping that into the middle, and I'm popping it in a little bit from the edge, because I want my penguins to be on the edge, like so. That one didn't come off. How dare it. And this one up here the same way. And as you can see, he comes up over the edge there, but when he's laying down, he's only just over the edge of the card. So that's our card for today. What do you think? I think it's absolutely gorgeous. I will be taking some photos, obviously, of this card, and I am actually thrilled to bits with the way that's turned out. I think these stoppers here work much better than these big heavy ones here. But if you've got some of these wooden things like this and you want to use them as stoppers, by all means go ahead and do so. But that's our card for today, and I absolutely love this card and these colours. It's non-traditional Christmas colours, and I think it's gorgeous. So let's just put a few, oops, nearly dropped my glue on the floor. I've got a few gems here. These are actually retired because these are from the Noble Peacock, but they're purple ones, so I'm going to pop one on each of our little men, or circles I should say, like so. Let's see, we'll pop this one over this side as well. And I just think that is just to die for. I absolutely love it. What do you think? I wish I could turn the camera around a bit so I could show you. I guess if I turn the camera off and then turn it back on, I can do that. Hang on, I'll do that. There you go, you can see it. It's a lot better that way. You can see the card. Much, much nicer. And this is the, oops, this is the original one that I made, and I absolutely love it. So that was done with, I can't remember the name of the set, but that set here is actually in the annual, the mini catalogue as well. There's ones for the Father Christmas and the trees on it, as well as this. Unfortunately, this paper here was Celebration, so it's actually retired now. So unfortunately, I wish they would keep some of the things like that when they've got the sets until the end of the year, but there you go. So I hope you've enjoyed these, and I will see you again next week. Bye for now.